What's going on, Bourbon family? It's the Bourbon Bro Jay, and it's another episode of Sip Sundays. Tonight we're featuring Ragged Branch. So I did do tonight's pour on the Ragged Branch Cowboy cut. I'm pretty sure. Got to double check on that. But I'm gonna feature the Ragged Branch Cowboy cut and the Ragged Branch Weeded Bourbon. So, excuse me, a little bit about Ragged Branch, just what I have up on their website. Ragged Branch, it says the heritage, over 10 years of bourbon making, guided by the renowned distiller David Pricklewell, Pickrell, and now under the watchful eye of Alex Tomey, master distiller, and the distilling team. It's privately owned and operated, and it's committed to quality, of course. Also, Ragged Branch is obviously from Virginia, so it's a Virginia straight bourbon. I do like their stuff. This is actually my second bottle of the weeded bourbon. But what we'll do is, we'll look at the two bottles. We'll do a little comparing, give my nose, palate, what you get on it, and everything else. As far as through the iPad down, but let me check the pricing because they're relatively well priced. They're not overly expensive from what I believe. I think they're both like around like 25 bucks, like nothing too crazy. Um, so let's see. The Cowboy cut MSRP is between 60 bucks to 80 bucks depending and the weeded also comes in around uh 50 bucks, so not too bad. um all right, so just a little bit about both bottles from what I have pulled up here on Google. The Ragged Branch Cowboy Cut is a premium barrel proof and often twice barreled Virginia straight bourbon featuring a high wheat mash bill, 68% corn, 16% wheat, 16% malty barley, aged at least 5 years, and non chill filter, coming in at 124 proof. So, proof pretty high. Not bad. They're calling it a weeded bourbon, which is fine. I enjoy a weeded. As far as the Ragged Branch weeded, see what they got to say. That's not proper one. Dash 13 coming in is 100 proof, so not too highly proof. Not the Cowboy cut. I guess the Cowboy cut. I guess you would consider that maybe like a barrel proof. Um, Ragged Branch Weeded Bourbon is a farm to bottle Virginia whiskey made with a mash bill of 68% corn, 16% wheat, 16% malted barley, um, and what else? I believe it's aged 4 years. So I guess the Cowboy Cut, I guess you consider it a barrel proof, and the regular Ragged Branch Weeded, we'll just consider it the regular weeded bourbon, coming in at 100 proof. So let's call it a bottled and bond. Um, oh, it says bottled and bond right on it. Look at that. So the Ragged Branch Weeded will be a bottled and bond, coming in at 100 proof, and age it's just a little bit younger than the Cowboy Cut. So Cowboy Cut 2 years older, higher proof. We'll call it a barrel proof, because it's coming in at a higher proof than the regular weeded bourbon. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and pour these up, see what I get off of them. Both color wise, very dark, like dark cherry kind of color. Still a great pop, even though that bottle has already been opened. Still a great color on it, very dark, which usually lends to being something that's pretty good. As far as the regular wheated, just a little bit lighter in color, I guess, because they might have had to cut it to get it proof down. Uh, but this is a fresh bottle. Previously, with my last bottle that I had, I ended up having a long night with my cousin and we finished it. Great pop on that. And I really enjoyed it. So, of course, I had to re up. Not sure if you could tell on camera, but literally the cowboy cut is significantly darker. I would say like 2 shades darker than the regular weeded. Um, on the nose, this is the weeded, so you don't get too much ethanol forward because it is 100 proof. A lot of the times, depending, it could be 90 proof and it could be a lot of ethanol on it. But this is 100 proof, not a lot of ethanol burn. You do get a lot of sweetness, like a sweet, like a sour sweet, like something that could be, I guess, more tart, if you would say. Um, very hard candy esque. Don't pick up too many other notes. Very sweet forward though, like a very tart, sweet forward kind of candy esque type aroma on it. But yeah, it smells good to me. It smells amazing. So to me, it lends like it's going to be a good bourbon. I already know it's good because I've had it, but we'll just see what I can pick up. I mean, it's good. It's very good. In my personal opinion, you get some of those darker fruits like dark cherry, kind of on the back end. It kind of takes a while for you to pick those up on the front end, kind of similar to the nose. You get like that hard candy profile where like I compare a lot of stuff to Jolly Rancher, where you kind of get that Jolly Rancher esque type of taste on a palate. It's very good. Like you don't get a lot of heat from it coming at 100 proof. It is very good. You don't get a lot of that heavy wheat, like that heavy barley, even though it is 16% barley. Some stuff, like you'll get it, it'll be like a heavy barley in the mash bill, and it'll be like just earthy, I guess you could call it. But you don't get any of that on this. Yeah, again, not very complex. Not too many profiles to pick out. Like you do get a little bit of spice, maybe like just slight, maybe like nutmeg almost, not cinnamon. A little bit like chalkier and heavier on those spices. But overall, like I said, I really enjoy this Ragged Branch. I'll buy it every time I run out. I'll buy a new one. I'm not going to have like 10 bottles of it, but every time I run out or get low, I'll definitely put that on the grocery list. As far as the cowboy cut, like I said, again, the color is just very dark, very heavy. Not in a bad way, not at all. On the nose, similar. I will say the cowboy cut maybe I mean, the regular weeded maybe slightly lighter on the nose. You do get a little bit more ethanol the longer you linger in it. Yeah, very similar. Maybe just slightly a little oakier. Being 6 years, but ethanol is a little bit more overpowering on it. It's not like It's not super overpowering, but like it does hit you. It stings the nose hairs just a little bit. Yeah, nothing too distinct. Again, very similar on the nose, not overly complex when it comes to that. You do. mm, It is a lot oakier. You could tell it's been finished a lot longer in the barrel. It is heavier, and I guess that earthy feeling or earthy essence on the palate. It is a lot darker. You do get that same kind of like hard candy Jolly Rancher type of flavor profile, but it is a little bit more muted than it is on the regular weeded. Um, if I was to say which one I enjoy more, I enjoy the regular weeded bottled and bond a lot more than the Cowboy cut. I guess it is that extra maturity that it has in the barrel that I don't enjoy. It is, like I said, just a little bit heavier overall, if that makes sense. But all in all, I do enjoy Ragged Branch. They're in Virginia, so they're not too far from me. If I could possibly take a tour down there, I will. I do got to get down to Bowman. That's just a side note. But overall, I do enjoy both, preferably the regular weeded. Um, and shout out my uncle who turned me on to it. We'll feature him on the channel soon. He is a big bourbon guy as well, obviously. But yeah, that's what I got for Sip Sunday. Just gonna polish off both of these and enjoy the rest of the evening, watch a little bit of basketball. But other than that, uh, check out Ragged Branch if you haven't already. If you enjoy a weeded bourbon, I would say go for it. They're reasonably priced. You can always or should almost always find them at MSRP. And yeah, they're both pretty good. With that, drink up.